I would like to know, what is some of you guys' malfunction? I guess some of you guys never heard of something called humor. I posted some funny shit from Facebook, and I retitled French PUA. Let's take a look at the video. Some of you guys never heard of fucking humor.
Est-ce que tu sais où est-ce que je peux te trouver là? Non! T'es malade ou quoi?
On s'est vu 3 fois.
Salut.
Après, on a
Je t'ai posé 3 questions?
Non.
T'as un copain?
On a déjeuné et tu vois. Enfin, je suis au téléphone là. Tu vois?
Tu me trouves comment?
Je sais pas, je m'en fous quoi, je suis au téléphone.
Bah alors, qu'est-ce qui te ferait de m'embrasser?
Ta gueule.
Okay. I don't know the actors in France that did that. I just took it as humor. I'm hoping they're using actresses. If they're doing it for real in real life, that's fucked up. But I retitled French PUA Trump supporters. You know, Trump, because the newest girl came out, ex-Miss Finland. He went squash, squash on her booty. Squash, squash. So, you know, Donald's got a real problem. So I called it that. I thought you guys would pick up on the humor. Some of you guys think it's serious. Angelo says, what the hell is this? It's actually something out of France. I guess it's their humor over there. I think they might have been doing this for real to women. Imperial capital, degeneracy. I'll go to these ones in just a minute. Boban Orlok. Source. Orlovic. Boban is an Eastern European name. You must have good English. Yeah, but you have no fucking sense of humor. I kind of chuckled at it. Under this one, I had to actually get rid of Kartik. This one, I couldn't figure out if it was a boy or girl. But it's in humor. That was a tough ass motherfucker. If that is a girl. I don't know. I don't really fucking care. Kartik is really uptight. That was the last comment I could take from him. He said, this is just plain stupidity. You could definitely find any woman of any race doing the exact same thing. I don't think he's really Eastern Indian like he said he was. I think he's actually a white guy using that name and pretending. Why do you need to question interracial dating? I was joking. I can't do people with no humor. I'm sorry, Kartik. You have no sense of humor. Now, the sense of humor of the brothers is, you know, if that's a white chick, she'll beat your ass. And I was joking. That's the difference between that normal bandwidth and nerds. Nerds. Engineer types. Bridget Buttmans. Ha, that's funny, huh? No, it's not funny. But normal bandwidth sense of humor is funny to us. It makes you sound like a hypocrite since you heavily benefited from it. Sure, her behavior can be considered masculine, but a lot of non-white women are also very masculine in Western countries. The epidemic of androgynous ginger behavior in Western civilization problem. If you go to Eastern Europe, Russia, Southeast Asia, South America, and the Caribbean, you can find very feminine women of all races. You take this race thing way too far. Honestly, think you're some closet black supremacist. That just makes you look really insecure. Straight up. Maybe it's an inferiority complex to white people, which you put on a pedestal by making videos like this. He hasn't seen the video that's uploading right now. It shows a woman, it's on my other computer. It shows a white woman jumping off a bridge with a rope tied to her. She goes way, way down in this chasm and over this water and swings out like a swing. And the title of the video, that's why they're on top. I said white folks, they do the shit other races are scared to do. But I don't have an inferiority complex towards white folks. I admire that shit they do, but I had enough Kartik. I gave him enough passes. Coming and supporting Trump and making stupid comments. He started out making stupid comments, so I said, fuck it. He got blocked. And someone said, keep it real, said, damn, my nigga, you mad? Sensitive? I think he's really just a Caucasian male that's super sensitive. He can't take a joke. If you can't take a joke, I'm not the person you want to listen to. Because I got all kind of jokes if you want to get down to it. Especially on Fridays. You guys remember I always play jokes on you guys on the forum? As I said, some motherfuckers have no sense of humor. Can't have them in the house. When you come at me disrespectfully, I show you the door. Boban, you're next. You need to lighten up, man. You're next to go, bro. You have no sense of humor. I can't do that. I can't do nerds, man. I'm sorry. You got to work on your nerd shit, man. You're really uptight. You need to relax and chill out. Take the stick out your ass. Bangura said, if she's 18, I'd pimp that bitch and make her fight in prize fights and bring me the cash. So that's the first I told him I think it's a boy. In Europe, they wear pink pants, but then I just realized it's wearing pink berets. Well, I saw, but I didn't pay attention to it. Or something pink in its head. There's pink up here, tied in the hair together. I think it's a boy, though. I don't see any breasts. I saw a little bit of a hip development, but I don't know. I don't know. Some of these girls can be very androgynous. Kartik thought I'm attacking white women. And I told Bangura, if it's a girl, she would knock your ass clean out your dress shoes, all tied up too, bro. I said I wouldn't fuck with a little monkey ass. Under this video, I thought it was funny. Again, you should have caught on from the first video. Now watch this idiot. I said every gym has one. And I didn't get racial. I said it's Tracy Jackson. He's biracial. Some of you motherfuckers are just way too uptight, fellas. Black Master Joe. I actually like the fact that Trump is running for president. I don't like the possibility getting smaller and smaller. Actually, it's not. It's actually, the gulf is actually widening with him losing. Of him winning, but I like the fact that he's running because it lets me learn about people. So while the rest of the world is getting fucked up, you get to learn about people, huh? Like your own personal experiment or something, Black Master Joe? And others' pain? If someone is trying to justify some of the things he espouses, I'm going to look at you funny. It's like an admission to something you wouldn't admit to. But because Trump is running, he's opened the floodgates. Yes, he's opened the floodgates of racism. I've seen so many goddamn Southern rednecks with the goddamn rebel flag supporting Trump, yelling Trumpisms. Now this dude, I think he's trolling. Darnell Jackson. Hey man, I got a quick question for you. I've been seeing this chick for almost 2 weeks. Finally pulled her to my place after a date. We were kissing a lot and went on the bed to watch a movie, but sex never happened. What did I do wrong? And I said, did you even try to get in the panties? Or did you expect her to rip your clothes off and suck your junk? Did you man up or did you bitch out and disappoint her chance for success? Basically sex. But you also didn't give me enough info as to why I'm asking you questions. And I think I banned him too. Yeah, I banned him. No, actually I didn't ban him. I was going to let him comment back. He goes, she let me keno her by kissing her body and scratching her back and massaging her. But when I reached for the pussy, she just slapped my hand and told me, don't even think about it. I didn't know if that was an IOD. Huh? Or a shit test, so I figured I would DHV by not trying anymore. And I wrote IOD, DH what? Is this a joke? You use PUA nerd speak here? Don't even try to explain them either. I don't give a flying fuck about what nerds use, and I don't. I have absolutely no respect. Okay? Some of these guys want to come in here trying to talk all big nerd shit, IOIs and DHVs, and was that right? Get the fuck out of here, dweeb. I said, real funny, motherfucker. You're using a brand new account, troll. He had a brand new account to ask the question. You found a black guy's name and photo and created a fake account. Real brothers are not into PUA nerd shit, man. You blew it. Blocked. But I don't think I actually blocked him. Let's go see. Yeah, I did block him. Okay. We'll leave him blocked. That's a troll. Or at least to me, that's a troll. But, and looking at his head, he actually might be one of those geeks, those black geeks. So let me unblock him. Give him a chance to explain his dumb ass. Coming at me like I know some of that bullshit. And then being black. Fizzle. Great information and truth on the game supreme. Keep spitting that ism. Very informative. This the shit people need to study and pay attention to. I'm going to listen to this daily until it imprints in my brain. I know it word for word. Good looking out, player. Thanks, Fizzle. That's on Cold Approaching. The mentality of cold approachers. I did a podcast show, and let me say that, the mentality of cold approachers is they have a weak mindset. They think they're strong because they're like, they think they're alpha dogs running over to a female. Think James Bond have to run to a bitch? Or does he not choose the bitches that are choosing him? He just stands back and be's cool. The way you guys should be. Now the problem is we have people like Kartig. Big brain people. No sense of humor. Can you imagine how uptight that motherfucker is in a nightclub? If he even goes to a nightclub? Now, he's got some females. Some Asian chicks, I think, or something like that, or a white chick. But can you imagine how uptight he is to be around? If he has no sense of humor? Whew. Intellectual Great. Thanks, man. I'll be donating as well. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Intellectual Great. Cidic. One of your best videos, Supreme. Thanks for the hard work you put in on it. Same video, Cold Approaching. Easy 00, yo player. Where can I learn how to talk to a woman? Communication skills. Many thanks. Yeah, I told him to click the link in my description box. Michael Nolan. And the left brain, right brain. And during the video, I said, if you're one of those guys, that was debunked. I love to make fun of nerds. Those little guys just crack me up. The nerds online, they like to go around and find these so-called intellectuals who like to debunk everything. They debunk the blue sky. Sky's not actually blue. And these little weak motherfuckers fall into it. As I said, started talking about hoe and chasing is a weak man's mentality. Because that man is so desperate, he's got to run to the girl. Run, to her. And weak mentalities do weak man things. They're the type that take steroids. Jonathan. Remember the Jonathan? And he didn't even hit the fucking gym. Wouldn't he pay the fucking dues to get some big muscles? What a waste of juice. Just for some sexual shit? So, the reason why I bring him up, he tried some shit that didn't work. Some underhanded shit with one of the guys who was on my site, and also, we know what it is, Pimp and Scout. He tried to email Pimp and Scout some bullshit, and we both talk shit about him. He's still doing rat man stuff, weak man stuff. Weak people do weak things. They look for the fast, quick answer. Those are PUAs. They want that fast answer. There are 4, and they want to date these 10s, and they're looking for this magic stuff that's going to help them, date these 10s instead of putting in the work. If you're on my site, listen to today's podcast show. It's all about putting in the work. Michael Nolan, guys approach fucking a woman like reading a pack of instructions. I was like that for a while. Is that what messed you up, Michael? Okay, after you get eye contact, create your sexual... Michael Nolan's mind gets stuck on things. He's stuck on that sexual tension thing, creating sexual tension. I have never... Fellas, don't try to create sexual tension. Because you're going to just fuck yourself up trying to create sexual tension. Okay? Not for this community. Most of this community is by rote, A1, A2, A3. A lot of you guys are pretty cool. You're just normal dudes trying to get up your skills. But we've got people who are extremely left brain. Can you imagine that person trying to create tension? It's now 3.20 seconds into the contact. I must create sexual tension. Yeah. Grab her pussy. Grab her by the pussy. No. Wrong advice. Bad advice. Remember what we're dealing with here, Michael Nolan. More guys like you. I can only imagine you going to a nightclub. All robotic and all fucked up in your head, Michael. Instead of relaxing. I always wonder what the fuck's your problem. I'm looking at this Irish guy that's, I've seen Irish dudes. He's one of the better looking ones. He doesn't believe it. And he went on a fucking site, probably poorly dressed, whatever, and got called a 3. Now he thinks he's a 3. Okay. But I always wonder what the hell was Michael Nolan's problem. I know he's got a communication thing, but really? Now I see he's got that kind of mindset. I must create tension. Create your sexual tension with her, then do this and do that and wait 5 minutes. No, I don't know. I have never tried to create sexual tension unless I'm on the dance floor. When you're standing off the floor talking to a female, you just want to be focused on good, decent conversation and establishing something called rapport. Tristan's asked me to break it down and demonstrate how to build rapport. I have no idea how to do that. I need someone to talk to. Can't do it with my own girlfriend. We already have rapport. I'm stuck. And he goes, I think a lot of guys would benefit from it. I think a lot of you guys would benefit from it. That's why I was trying to push Grease to be the new teacher. Because he's just still in the game. He could demonstrate that stuff. You don't want to focus on shit except the flow of the conversation. You start focusing on, I got to get sexually tense with her. You're going to fuck yourself up, fellas. God in heaven, you guys must come off like some of the biggest creeps in the world. Think about it. Some dude out there talked to a chick, And then he's thinking, okay, I got to create sexual tension. He's not even paying attention to the conversation. He's not being natural, which is why so many males come off awkward coming out of the whole PUA system. He also goes on to say, I used to be like a space cadet when I was young. I'd come up with odd subjects. I still do odd. Yeah, you still do. Supreme, I notice when I start going off on odd tangents, you see how I got to deal with spelling. Tangents with they people can see us as wired. Not sure where that's going. It goes, I'm awful with names. Yeah, me too. I always forget names. The problem with intuition is it makes you think unrealistic things. I don't see a problem with intuition. I'm glad you said that, Supreme. He goes also, I've got a bunch of these, that you will get more of your own level with those 4 things instead of saying you can get hot one. You have to adapt to your level, like the doctor talked about in the video. The dating thing has caste levels to it. He goes, I'm fitted into the awkward types growing up and unattractive. He's on that unattractive thing. You'll see that from Michael Nolan. It'll be months before it goes away, if not years. So this is why I got to put up for at least next year. One of the most comments is going to be all based around that I'm not attractive. He doesn't realize what he's doing to us. I have to read his negative shit over and over again and meet his spouse. That's why I stopped reading a lot of his stuff, because I don't want to infect you guys with his negativities, because he's got a fucked up mind. I can't stand the rejections. They feel bad to me, over and over again. That's why I got 300 of them in cold approaching. And back then, I asked him what he learned from it. I didn't like it. Though there are men out there, he goes on to say, that get fuck all eye contact. Here he goes with his insecurity now. There's a fly in my house. I had my back door open. Some guys do. You guys see what I'm talking about? How he's back on his looks. There are men out there that get all kind of eye contact. That's all about Michael. Let's move on to Chris Storm. So much real truth, so much real game in this video under cold approaching. And he also says, interesting under left brain. Keonta, not sure what was up with the name Key Smith loves you. Keonta, that's some funny, I want to say other things about it. That's some funny shit you got going on there, man. Hey, date. See, what the fuck's going on with you, man? You want to say dad. When will you set up a Patreon account? I don't even know what the fuck a Patreon account is. You do too much damn stuff for free. I'll figure it out. That girl, Cynthia G, that I listen to every now and then, she's got a Patreon account. She's writing a book. I have to limit my amount of these kind of people that I listen to, African Americans, because the negativity is so strong. Now, she's totally against interracial dating. I'm actually for it. I recommend some of the brothers out there to date outside the race. Unlike Kartik didn't realize that. That was a fucking joke. Wow. I can't deal with that kind of personality anymore. I'm just... It's time for the elections. I just want to get past elections. I just want some peace. I can't deal with fucked up mindsets. And they don't realize they're fucked up. That's the weird thing about it. They think they're all good. Like, whoa. Let's see. I said I had a donation button in some store at the top. What is a Patreon account? And Nathan Miller said, a Patreon is a platform many YouTubers are using for fan donations. Yeah, and I'm going to have to check that out. Not even worth reading this one. I guess the guy's a troll. A Hyde Sierra. Let's just go ahead and delete them. Don't even know where the comment came from. It's not even a video. It's under. Rocky. IOI indicators of interest. Thank you, Rocky. I didn't know what that meant. I thought it meant signs of interest. Somehow, sign. I couldn't understand how an I could be an S. Makes more sense. Still nerd speak. I don't speak it. I'm not going to. They need to adapt to the real world, not me adapt to some nerd internet shit. That's what I want you to know, okay? Don't fall into the nerd shit, Rocky. You got a cool name, so you must be an okay guy. I don't know why you end up knowing this shit, but stay out of that shit. It'll fuck up your head. Go away. Another one. Saw this in my feed and thought it might be educational. Wasn't disappointed. Glad you liked it. Go away. If you're butthurt over the classification, please get over it. Then he goes on to talk about right brain, left brain as a framework. Good post. It's a good post. One of the good ones. Intellectual great. A Supreme. I think it would be great if you did a video on the psychology of. That's why I did the video. He wanted me to do a video on psychology of guys that believe in hoe chasing. And these, as I said, are weaker males in actuality. I traced the history down. The earliest time I could see that history was in the 1930s, in the black and white movies. I don't think it was part of white culture before that. We started building cities, moved to cities. We didn't have cities before. We had villages, we had towns. Those towns grew into cities. And in the early 30s, they started making movies, and that's what was in the movies. They also, as you guys don't realize, because I watched their movies, they had dance halls. And that's where you picked a female that you paid $5. I guess she was paid a little stipend at the end of the day. But you paid 5 cents to get in, or something like that, or up to a quarter. And you could pick any girl you want to dance with. It was no prostitution involved, but just to dance. And that's also part of the hoe chasing mentality. Okay? So this whole hoe chasing mentality was part of mainstream culture. Damn it, that fucking fly. I've got one of those electronic fly swatters that zaps them. So these kind of people, they don't believe that the girl will, the ones that come study with me that go back to it, they don't believe that the girl's going to choose them. And that's usually because they're not on that level. And they think that if they just go up and show her how great they are, that they'll choose up on them. And that's when it becomes the numbers game. You might find, if you've been tooled by mainstream society, that means your sexual drive is really low. And you could do without sex. A lot of you guys are able to do without sex. I've been thinking about it. I think it's because you're porn. And maybe it's just because you have low sex drive. I mean, that's why I think Jonathan was taking steroids to boost his sex drive. Something in mainstream society is creating low sex drive in males. I was raised that, if you can't be with the one you love, then be with the one you're with. Basically, go for what wants you. Just get your dick wet. So, if I can't get that smoking hot chick, I'll get what chick I can. I'll take the best of what's choosing me. And looking back on it, in the nightclubs, we're like eights. In my training and fitness stuff, that's where I pulled the dimes. Because there was one dime, but she was older. That I pulled a nightclub. I would consider a really good-looking woman, but she was older. So, and I came out at 8.9 on that hot or not test, or basically an 8, actually. So that's what was choosing me in the clubs. My belief was that if they weren't choosing me, they don't even exist. I am not going to feed their heads. They're not getting attention from me. I'm not their little puppy dog that they can, pat on my back and say nice words to, and then you feel all good from it. You go skipping off like a little sissy. No, that's just not me. I'm a man. I do things like a man. As a man, I don't want quick things. I was raised that nothing good ever came easy. So I believe in build a solid foundation. That means building yourself. That's why I have my tools. You at the gym, you build your confidence, you learn to communicate, you learn to fuck, you learn to dress, you learn to, if you want to go that far, control their mind. These are all the products that I have, except for dress. Jovina handles that. So I give you the good foundation that'll work for whatever level you're at, so that the girls choose you. I want you guys to be masters in the game. When she chooses you, you've got the power. Think about it. You run to a girl, you let her know that you like her. And if you're new to my channel, please don't write me about you having a crush on a girl. Well, my crush. I throw up my mouth every time I read that from a male. My crush. I've got a crush on my friend. And I was supposed to do a video, I think, on a guy that had a crush on he sent me an email. If that was you, I apologize if I haven't done it yet. I don't recall. Some dude had a crush on his best friend. And I explained that that's done to us also. They've been friends for 7 years. This program to feminize males has been around for a long time. They started back in my youth. God damn it. Irritating motherfucker. You can Google this if you don't believe me. Do something good with your Googling instead of the stupid shit you guys Google. Google the feminization of males. If you're black, Google the feminization of African American males. It's huge. So now we have guys and girls who are friends. This dude developed a crush on his friend. Do you have any idea how creepy that is to the girl? Does anybody have an inkling? I realize, I'm in a land of Trumpers. Some of you guys are like, Trump, you don't give a fuck. But those guys who actually are more human, can you imagine how creepy that is? Your best friend crush on you? It's like your buddy. Skip the sex thing. It's like your buddy. Creeping and crushing on you, wanting to stick his dick in you. Imagine your buddy was. I had that situation. That's creepy as fuck. Here I thought we were buddies. This motherfucker was crushed on me. No, my dick don't roll that way. So when you have these situations where you have a girl that's a friend, recognize you've been feminized. To the fellow sent me the email. You've been feminized. That's why she's your best friend. How's that working for you? How about you become a man now? I'm sorry, but men and women, we're just not made to be friends. Until they made us that way. They made us tone down our masculinity. Tone down what makes us a man. And tone down our sexual desires. How can you be around a woman and not want to fuck her? Well, it finally got to this dude. I think he probably started off as a nice guy. And that's what nice guys do. They're creepy. I'm sorry. I'm not talking about just decent, ordinary dudes who are just, nice dudes. I'm talking about nice guys. Nice guys pretend to like someone, a girl, just so they get them in their pants. Okay? That's a real nice guy. Not just an ordinary dude. A lot of guys get that confused. Nice guys are phonies. They're fake. Again, they pretend to be friends. What happens when they get rejected? They hate. They flip out. Some of them do bad things to the girl. Yeah, bad things to the girl. Because they're not right in the head. And sorry I'm on the subject of feminization of males and all that, but it's important, fellas. Let's see. Hey, Supreme. Yeah, I've done that. He also goes at 1:45, 46 mark. That dude clearly has not been listening to anything you have said about chasing after women and approaching. Nope. I hope he approaches those Latinas and gets rejected because he does not understand how choosing works in the real world. I'm a firm believer in choosing. Ever since you introduced me to how it works, I went out myself and observed how the guys that meet the universal criteria get so many choosing signals, it's ridiculous. Do you guys see that and hear that? You can read it yourself. He notices They get so many fucking choosing signals. You got to make yourself so you get choosing signals. As you build yourself, your choosing may be on the lower side of your own level, but it goes up to the top of your own level. If you're a 6, it's 2 up to an 8. Okay? When you build your top of your power, you start attracting the 8s. When you give the woman things to choose up on, for example, muscles, nice hair, full beard. I'm not the full beard fan, but that's like the new thing in European society is that full beard. If you're black, don't do it. It looks weird on us. Looks like you're one of them Hebrew Israelites, or you're doing some kind of Middle Eastern thing. My son Christopher he's a Muslim, and he was not the American Muslim. He got converted over there in Paris, and he started doing the full beard. It just didn't look right on him. I'm not a fan of full beards on black dudes. I look at Rick Ross, the big bushy beard thing, and black women are really picky. They want to kiss beard face or some lips they can actually touch. Now if you got some money and shit like that, they'll kiss it, But outside of that, yeah, don't do it. Etc. You will need longer. You will no longer need to approach women. Your videos on choosing are awesome, though I'm glad you go out of your way to help guys understand how women work. Salute. Tracy Jackson. Supreme, I'm dressing up as Spider-Man on Saturday because it's Halloween night. So I should get to fuck a bitch. Hopefully the blonde girl. Okay, Tracy. Tracy. You defamed my son's name, too. Oh, yeah. Got to make sure that... What is this? Voter information shit, yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to, of course, vote for Trump. And you guys know why. Leave a bad comment, you get banned. I'm done with the shit. I just can't take any more, fellas. I'll be glad when this shit is over. I'll be glad when Trump loses so you Trumpers can get, and then you guys get past your whining phase. It happens every time. Last time you Romney heads, you whine for a while, then you just shut the fuck up finally. Maybe I'll not do any comments after the election because you guys feel like your ego got busted and you got to come in and make your comments like you're throwing shit. You're getting back at me or getting back at the president, whoever it is. Optimus MGTOW Supreme, can you elaborate on face recognition, please? Face recognition. I just recognize features in people's faces. I just found I've always done that. I've always been good at face recognition. I see people that look like other people. They have certain features. I notice these things. I don't know how to explain. I guess you call it a gift or just a thing that you do. I just found Jovina. Yes. I found a photograph of a woman that looked like my ex-wife.
Like who?
My ex-wife. Remember?
Okay.
Did you see it?
No, I did not.
I thought I showed you the photograph of someone looked like Dottie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, yes, you did.
Yeah. And what did she look like?
A younger version of her?
Yep. She had her features. I just noticed face features, man. And I remember them. There's a actor that's way down in Australia on a show called Hyde, Hyde, and Seek, I think it's called. I started watching it. That actor, there's someone that he resembles that's actually an actor in the States. And I recognize his facial features. And there's two of them, actually. There's a guy that looks like the one I was first thinking of. And then the guy, he played in the movie Remo. About if you read the books, The Destroyer. There's another fellow that looks just like him. There used to be an actor that looked like the guy that played Beretta, Robert Blake. In the same style. I noticed stuff like that. Email. Nice video content. Forgive me for butting in. I would appreciate your thoughts. Have you researched crack? This is what I do with people that troll me. Yeah. Come in promoting another product. So you guys who are watching, if you're internet marketers, that's what you get. You don't get any of my clients. My clients are too smart for you dumbasses. Intellectual great. Hey, Supreme. I really respect the knowledge you're spitting. I have heard you make several references in your videos towards guys who are left brain being horrible at understanding how women work. I was wondering if you could possibly make an in-depth video. Well, men in general don't understand how women work, including right brain people. They're too space cadet to even notice. And left brain people are too uptight, Kartik style. You saw the Kartik's comment. You saw the comments. That's uptight. That's what I was talking about. That's what you want to avoid. And I hope it doesn't start trolling the channel, because if that does that, that shows its true nature. Just take your time out. Recreate yourself when you're in a better place, when you understand what your weakness was. Fix yourself. Come on back. I was wondering if you could possibly make an in-depth video. Okay, I've done that. When you guys ask me questions, I do like to answer your questions. Gives me content material. Look what I did. The brother asked 2 intelligent questions. John Peter, no matter how boring nice guys are, even more boring women have nothing interesting to say. I think I already banned him. Let's see. I want to ban him. I haven't banned him. He's young. I hate that mentality. I said you must be Eastern or European descent. Guess how I know that? I'm sorry, but Caucasian males, you always think that about women, that they're boring. They're only good for sex. Have you guys noticed that as part of your culture? I think it comes from your grandparents. Your grandparents would probably be my age. When I was a kid, they had a show called Archie Bunker. Look on YouTube, Archie Bunker. Archie Bunker. It's famous. It's just typical. Typical older, that generation. I guess it would have been the older people older than my dad at the time. Yeah. And he called Polish guys Polacks. Because in the show, his son was supposed to be, Polish descent. In this country, they treated Polish people like idiots. You're considered real stupid. Like they had this one character named Wojciechowski or something like that, and he was like, "Whoa, whoa." Mainstream America used to make fun of everybody. Now we got this thing called political correctness, and thank God for that, because it cleaned up all the bullshit. But they do it very subtly now. They pick on East Indian people as being nerds. They had that one show, the 70s show or something like that. The guy looked East Indian, although never said what he was. I'd never watched one episode of the show, but I just saw clips. And I saw the one dude on there also that I think is Valamas or something like that. His name is Valamas. He was actually Jovina. Yeah. Come here. Question. Who played the character of, was he East Indian on the 70s show? Was he supposed to be East Indian?
Valderrama?
Valderrama. He's not. I know, but was the character supposed to be East Indian?
No, he wasn't. He was supposed to be Spanish or something.
Oh, okay. I thought he was supposed to be playing an East Indian guy.
Latin.
Yeah. Oh, see, I've never seen the show. Never watched one episode. Red Pill for Life, listen up or read, LOL. Almost every man was a nice guy at first, but we learn the hard way. In my opinion, women take acting like an asshole to be show of strength. And I did this one. Sorry, I've caught up. As I explained last time, it's actually, it is a sign of strength, unfortunately. It's in our DNA, not DNA, but in our programming. Okay, so that's our show for the day. I've caught up. It's nice not having to look at who's talking to me, but I will do maybe a show on Sunday on my other channel, Succeed with Supreme, because I can actually do live feed from there. I'll let you guys know. You can come in, chit-chat with me. We'll skip the comments. We'll just chit-chat. You can ask me questions live on the game. Let's see. Got some new comments. And that happens. Chris Storm says a Jim idiot. And he also says in that French funny video, when those two fools get to jail, they will be the ones force-kissed Big Bubba. They're in France. There's no big black bubbas. Well, actually, there are big black bubbas there. But, yeah. I think this was done for humor, though, fellas. That's why it was on, it was one of those funny videos I saw on Facebook. Like the rest of the videos I put up. Ratchet Kingdom says about to sample this shit. I sampled it. Knock yourself out, brother. I'm not tripping on shit. I don't trip on weird shit, fellas. I don't have that weird, uptight mentality. And I give people a lot more chances than I've ever done. Like Kartik, he doesn't realize he had a whole bunch of chances. He came at me sideways a couple of times, and I just said enough. My patience is not there, especially over something that's supposed to be humorous. You can't see it. That means that you're going to say something in the future that I got to deal with. So let's just stop it now. That's the way you need to handle your females. Okay, when they start to act up, you need to squash it right there. All right. Otherwise, they'll do it again and again and again until it blows up. All right. Good luck to you, fellas.